Okay guys, so it's been around a week since all the crazy stuff started happening with all the Jazzwares figures coming out, and then getting all the press pictures and the new reveals and the releases, and there's just a bunch of stuff, like crazy, wild stuff going on right now with the release, and with the figures, and with what's out, and with what's especially like supposed to be released, and in different countries, and just everything's crazy right now. So like I said, they're like on a scattered release, and we really don't know exactly what's going on. If you guys haven't kept up, mainly, a lot of this is because of COVID-related stuff with the distribution not being how it should be, because they were initially supposed to go up on Amazon on October 1st. Every single figure, they obviously are up for GameStop. They were up for pre-order a few months ago, but those figures still have not been officially released by GameStop, nor have any of the other figures on GameStop's websites. Same with Walmart, in stores and online, you still can't get them anywhere like there. And on Amazon, you can now pre-order some ones on Amazon Canada that we'll get to in a second, but on Amazon US, you still cannot pre-order any of them currently. The only store that has been giving people hope is Target, and there's been a lot of stuff found at Targets and online, and just everything else that we'll talk about in a sec. So yeah, they have not really been found at any other physical retailers except Target so far. Depending on the Target you go to, some figures have the 12-inch, some have the multi-pack, some have the 6.5-inch, some have the 3.75-inch. It's just, once again, crazy, and it's incredibly inconsistent. So what I'm going to try and do with this video is just go through how I think you guys will be able to get these figures as soon as you can, go through some new reveal stuff, and just kind of an update, general news roundup kind of thing about just what's been going on, because I know a lot of people are kind of completely in the dark, like they don't know if they're actually supposed to be out, where you can even get them, how you can get them, because it'll say they're in stock, but then you go in the stores and they're not on the shelves, and just all that kind of stuff. So for these figures, I was talking about, once again, solely Target right now, because that's the only place where they have even been found physically. You need to have the DPCI number if you probably want to find these figures, since a lot of them probably aren't on the shelves yet. And what you need to do is go into the Target and ask the people if they can check in the back and read them off the DPCI number. For me personally, since I have been going into Targets obviously the past week just trying to figure out all this stuff and looking it up online and seeing where they're in stock, I was able to get my hands on all 4 12-inch figures and all 4 6.5-inch figures, and I'll talk about them in a sec. And recently some more did start making their way onto Target.com. So yeah, I have not been able to find any of the multi-packs or 3.75-inch figures or the vehicle sets in the actual stores. But however, they did go on Amazon or on Target pre-order, I believe, 2 days ago, but once again, a lot of them sold out incredibly quickly. But I will leave, I'm gonna have a ton of links in the description of this video. I will leave a link in the description to all the Halo Jazzware stuff that is currently on Target, so if you guys want to go ahead and pick it up, you will be able to get it. Depending on where in the US you live, it'll take longer to ship. For me personally right now, mine aren't going to get here until next week, but I did order all 3 of the 2 figure multi-packs that were on there currently, and like I said, they are supposed to be delivered sometime next week. And as soon as probably in a month, once the figures are all fully out, I will probably do something where I just kind of show every single figure that comes in this Jazzware set, probably in the box, maybe do an unboxing or that kind of thing. And yeah, on Target, when they had them up for pre-order, they did have a lot of the 3.75-inch figures, but like I said, they sold out very quickly, including the Pilot and the white Mark V Beast Spartan. So you're just gonna have to stay tuned, and I'll obviously keep making videos on this stuff, but keep checking Twitter and just keep staying informed about where you can get these figures. And obviously, everything right now is kind of really unorganized, and once again, I will go through in a little bit how I think exactly you guys will be able to find these figures in the best way possible in order for you to get them as quickly as you can. I did, however, also want to discuss my thoughts on the figures that I have already purchased. And I'm not going to lie, I have not taken the 12-inch ones out of the box yet because I'm really just not a huge fan of those. I think from what they tell, they can look good, but those figures, I don't love how they look. I'm probably not going to display them. So for now, I just wanted to leave them in the box, and that's fine. The 6.5-inch figures, however, I have taken out of the box, and I am really impressed, actually. I am a big fan of them. For one thing, the visor, which we kind of saw in the prototype ones, the visor looks very good. I love how it looks. The size, especially of these figures at 6.5-inch, I really enjoy. They're decently heavy. The paint also was something I was kind of worried about, especially with some pictures online with the white Mark V Beast Spartan and the Plasma Pistol. The paint looked kind of flat, but seeing them in person, I'm really impressed. Solid articulation, and obviously, I've seen so many things online with people having a bunch of different quality control issues with the joints not being working correctly, or loose joints, or them not coming with a certain amount of hands that they're supposed to, and just all that stuff. Jazzwares is aware of these issues. There's not really anything they can do on their end, but if you want to go back to your retailer and try and return them, and tell them you had issues, that's probably your best bet. But Jazzwares is taking note of every single issue that is with these figures and is going to try and improve them and make sure this doesn't happen in future lines. But just know that they are aware, and that does suck if you had those issues, those quality control issues. I, for one, have not really had any, and I really enjoy the figures so far. I really like the 6.5-inch line so far. I'm really impressed, and I'm happy we got them. Lastly, we did get even more reveals recently with some more multi-packs going up on Amazon Canada that I'm going to talk about in a second. And so what I'm going to do is kind of go through, in order for you guys to kind of have like a definitive source about every single thing we have so far, I am going to go through the DPCI numbers, which again I'll leave in the description, and I'm going to go through every single figure that we should have in this Jazzwares set so you guys can have them all in one place and make sure you can like check them off your list and go to your different targets and look for them. Once again, I will leave the DPCI numbers in the description below, and what you're going to need to do is go to Pop Finder website, I'll leave a link in the description, put in your zip code, put in the DPCI number of the line of figures that you're looking for, and it will give you most likely a pretty accurate reading of how many figures there are at each target near you. I have done this with a few different targets near me, and so far it has been accurate every single time. I will say that one Target I went to, it said that they had like I believe 6 of the 6.5-inch figures in stock, but I went there and I asked, and they said that due to like scalpers and just like aggressive people, they weren't allowed to like take them out of the back or anything. So that was a weird interaction. But then I went to a Target right after that, and I did the exact same thing, and they were able to bring out the entire set. And I will say that for the 6.5-inch figures, it does seem like every Target was given kind of the same amount right now, where they were giving 3 Chief figures and then 1 of each of the other kinds of figures. So just keep that in mind if you wanted to purchase like 2 Mark 7s or something, or 2 cat figures, you might not be able to if every single Target is going with that same thing. But yeah, look them up on Pop Finder, see what you can find. If you have any questions about it or anything, leave a question in the comments down below, or go to like the Facebook groups or the Twitter groups or just anything, and I'll try and answer any questions you guys have. But just know right now everything's kind of crazy, nothing's really super consistent, but that website has not led me wrong so far, and I am gonna keep doing my best to see if I can find the 3.75-inch figures in person. And then once I get the multi-pack shipped to me next week, I will hopefully have videos up on them and we can talk all about that. But for now, let's do a little checklist kind of thing, going through each of the figures very quickly, in each line, the price, and then we'll be done. Okay, once again, the 12-inch figures, these haven't been too hard to find apparently for a lot of people. These are once again $10, and there are 4 figures, being Chief, Tanaka, the UNSC Marine, and the Mark 7 Spartan. For the 6.5-inch figures, which are $20, there is Chief, the Mark 7 Spartan, Cat, and the white Mark 5B Spartan. For the 3.75-inch figures that are $10, there's the Chief, the Pilot, the Brute Captain, the white Mark 5B Spartan, the UNSC Marine, and the Jackal Sniper. Next, kind of getting in some of the new stuff, we do have 3 2-figure multi-packs that are going to be $20 each. These 3 packs, the first one is the Master Chief and the Brute Chieftain, the second pack is the UNSC Marine and the Grunt Conscript, and the third pack is the blue Mark 5B Spartan and Jaga Rumnai. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, but it's obviously the Silent Shadow elite that's in Halo Infinite at least. That seems very cool. I'm really impressed by this figure so far, just seeing pictures of it, and I think it looks very cool, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And the new reveals we do have are from Amazon Canada, and this is just like in the past day or two. These have not been seen anywhere in hand so far. These have not even been seen anything in the US, so we'll have to see how this goes. But right now, these are the ones that were released on Amazon Canada, and I believe are going to be in stock sometime next week. There are 2 of them, and they are going to be $30 each, because instead of the 2-figure multi-packs that are $20, these figures obviously come with 3 figures in each one, and they are going to be $30. The first one is an Elite Warlord. I know on the box it says Elite Ultra, but the finer details says Elite Warlord, which is also something we saw with Mega Constructs. This Elite Warlord will come with 2 Grunt Conscripts, and then we have a Chief set that comes with 2 Marines. Once again, these are things we have not heard anything about. There was no mention at like Toy Fair at all. Jazzwares hasn't said a single thing on these weird 3-figure multi-packs, so that's super weird. But again, it's exciting, and I just love that we're getting so many different variety and figures and all that stuff. Finally, the vehicle sets. A lot of people seem to have had trouble finding a lot of these too. Apparently the Warthog one has been a little bit more common, but I have not seen anyone in person find the Chief with the Mongoose one yet. But yeah, there are 2 vehicle sets. The first one is a Chief with a Warthog that is $30, and the second one is a Chief with a Mongoose that is $20. And those are every single thing. Right now, again, stuff's just keep getting revealed and changing on a daily and hourly basis. But right now, from the time I'm recording this, those are every single figure we know about in the Jazzwares line, which is a lot. And that's a lot of money to spend if you're planning on buying all of them. And yeah, like I said, everything's crazy, nothing's super consistent, they're not officially released anywhere, but just once again, stay tuned, keep checking Amazon, keep checking Target online to see when they'll get them back in stock, and as soon as we have some more details about all of these, I'll obviously let you guys know. And once again, if you're looking for these figures in person, go to Pop Finder, put in the different DPCI numbers, which again will be in the description, and check your local Targets and see if you can find them. Ask the people if they can get them from the back for you, and just if they're in stock, and if you have any trouble, just move on to the next one, and good luck to everyone, and I hope you can find all the ones you're looking for, because I know it's been a struggle for me so far, but hopefully in the next few weeks it'll get easier and easier, and we can all get at these figures and celebrate, and hopefully wait till Halo Infinite comes out. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. Have you guys had any luck finding these figures so far, and what do you think about the figures if you've gotten them in your hands? Thank you all for watching. Majestic Gaming.